Welcome back to Alchemy of the Dark Feminine with your host, Grace and Khan. Guys, I have some exciting updates and some amazing news, but first of all, I want to give you guys a physical update on myself and everything that I've been moving through with this energy of this crazy eclipse season. I just got done being sicky for a little over a week. So last time I saw you guys, it was like last week or 2 weeks ago? Anyways, yeah, I was purging a lot in my sinus and throat nexus, and my nose and sinus area are just returning to normal. And so it's also my time of the month, and so I'm like releasing that as well. And so yeah, it has been a lot of massive clearing, purging, and detoxing energies on my end of things. How are you guys doing? Are you guys about the same place of just, oh my God, I wish it would stop? Kind of feels like I just threw everything. I was forced to throw everything out of my house. I was forced to clean out my car. I was forced to clean out my body. That's literally the energy of what it feels like. And so anyway, I just want to give you guys that quick update. But just know that you're not alone if you're also going through that as well. We're almost there, guys. Keep going, keep trucking along. And then, the second thing I wanted to share was I have this TikTok video of a soft reversal spell for receiving hexes from your narcissistic mother. Now, I just did one reversal hex, but it went so viral. Right now it has, I think, about 82,000 views. And let me just say, thousands of people loved that content and that video. And so it inspired me to create a mini course on reversing all narcissistic hexes that your narcissistic mother sent you. Now, this can apply if you have a narcissistic father as well. I just have it tailored for narcissistic mother because that is the narcissistic parent that I grew up with. And so, yeah, if you are interested in that, check out my link in my bio. That course will be launching very, very soon. I haven't decided if I want to do it. I don't know. I feel like this week feels too early, but definitely I'm feeling sometime next week for sure. So keep an eye out for that, and I have some amazing tools in there to clear templates, cut cords. I mean, you're going to do so much thorough spiritual work on yourself. It's going to be really, really just amazing and eye-opening for you if that calls to you. So I've had many requests for this course, and there's a lot of people who are like, yep, I'm sitting in front row. I'm waiting until it is posted. So yeah. And also, I do want to mention, I mentioned this in the beginning of the course as well, which is it is designed to be visited 3 times at most. And so if you have gone no contact, or if you are in the position where you are planning to end that relationship and move on and start establishing sovereignty and independence for yourself, this is perfect. This is going to be perfect for you. And this is going to help you untangle and detangle that old energetic dark garbage that's sitting in your energy field and your psyche and your nervous system and in your subconscious mind and anywhere else. So yeah, anyways, y'all know, if you've been following me for a while, you know how thorough I am with a lot of things. So yeah, this is going to be a really life-changing course, and it's only 5 modules. So, and it's not super expensive as well. So yeah, anyways, be sure to check that out on my TikTok page at A Dreamy Alchemist, and I will post that in the show notes below. So yeah, let's get into the episode. Today we're going to be talking about breaking free from psychological servitude and narcissistic abuse. So my thing is, the way you can know if you are participating or embodying this energy is if you've ever felt trapped, even when you consciously know the person isn't good for you. Okay, so this could be with your parent, this could be with your mother, this could be with your partner in your relationship. That is psychological servitude, and it's a lot more common than you think it is. So I just want to quickly explain the psychology and the energy of servitude. So it goes kind of deep. So this is how your mind gets conditioned to serve. Excuse me. So narcissistic parents and partners create a dynamic where your survival, your love, and your safety feels dependent on their approval. And so you end up learning to suppress your own needs to avoid conflict, punishment, and abandonment. But the whole time you are in conflict, the whole time you are getting punished, and the whole time you are being abandoned, which is crazy to me. Like when I look back and I think about like my marriage and stuff and like my upbringing, I'm like, here I was trying to avoid conflict and avoid being punished and avoid abandonment, but yet that was still happening regardless. And so it's like this illusion. It's like crazy how our mind like makes us believe we need to do certain things to avoid certain things, but they're not even being avoided. Like we're still going through it in the first place. So pretty deep. But this is how loyalty binds and enmeshment gets created. And then this is where the gaslighting and self-doubt comes in. So they start teaching you that your perceptions are wrong and they make you second guess yourself constantly. I know like when I would bring up certain things to my mother, she'd be like, what are you even talking about? That never happened. Like your memory is skewed. Like she would say certain things to make me second guess myself. Even though my body was saying another thing, it was like, hey, like, your body keeps score and your body's over here like, what the fuck, bitch? Like I remember this. Like, what are you talking about, And so maybe your mind is getting manipulated, but your body cannot. Like, your body literally cannot get manipulated. It keeps track. It keeps score. And so trigger warning, if you were sexually abused and something gets said to you, to your subconscious mind, that fight or flight will get re-triggered. That panic disorder, that anxiety attack that maybe you shoved down 20 plus years ago will surface and get triggered, and you will start feeling that on a physical level. And you can still have blocked memories, but also feel the somatic effects from that abuse, if that makes any sense. And so it's pretty crazy. This is why I say like narcissistic abuse is such a dangerous, like, I feel like it is the most dangerous thing a human being can ever endure, honestly. And this is why, because it's invisible, quote unquote, to the mind, but it's not invisible to the body. And so on a day-to-day basis, people just look at you and think like, oh, like she's not really suffering that bad, but like here your mind is like totally fucked. Your nervous system's fucked. It's like you're literally consumed and drowned in so many chains and loops and control. It's like you're flying blind, you're driving blind, you're living life blind. Like it's crazy. So anyway, and so yeah, over time you obey reflexively rather than making independent choices. So, and this is another thing, they like to do the shame and guilt loops. So you're basically made to feel responsible for their emotions. And this is why a lot of people grow up with emotionally immature parents who are narcissistic. They are literally the dumbest people, like emotionally. They are emotionally stupid. They are emotionally ignorant. And so, for example, they'll say things like, oh, Grayson, if you do this, then you hurt me. And you know what, if you choose yourself, then you're selfish. And they say shit to enforce constant compliance. Like, oh, like one day you're going to forget about me and let me die and wither away because they want to guilt trip you into taking care of them for the rest of their life. But that's not your responsibility. That's a them problem. So, anyways, I feel like I have so much I could say on each of these little bullet points that I have listed, but I'm going to try my best to stay on track. So anyway, and then the last psychological factor that I want to mention is the reward and punishment cycle. So when you even exhibit a small form of compliance, you do get rewarded with quote unquote love and attention. So it's obviously transactional. So maybe they take you out to dinner and tell you can get whatever you want, or they'll buy you whatever you want at the grocery store, or whatever the transaction is that's taking place. They're like, oh, you complied, here you go. And then obviously, when you're non-compliant, it triggers their criticism, their withdrawal, and their rage. And so this classical conditioning, it wires you to serve them psychologically. So I want to talk about the energetic factor. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my juice really quick. Okay. For those of you that are curious, I drink pineapple juice with a little splash of lemon juice, aloe juice, and my glutamine powder. I swear to God, it's like one of my favorite things to drink in the morning. So anyway. Okay, and this is how your energy field gets manipulated. So let's move into the energetic factors. So this is where the energy draining and siphoning takes place. The narcissist will intentionally pull your emotional energy for their gratification. So you end up feeling heavy, exhausted, or tethered to them energetically. And that's another thing, is because they don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to have any form of sovereignty whatsoever. Like, they want you to solely rely on them and solely be so codependent that they can forever control you and manipulate you and have you under their thumb. And so what happens is boundaries are blurred, your energy merges with theirs, and you can feel their moods physically and emotionally, and it makes it hard to differentiate your own needs. And you know what? You can't even figure out what your own needs are with that enmeshment going on. And when you're told to constantly gaslight yourself, to not trust yourself. And so when you're betraying your intuition and, you eat a shit diet and here you are merged with their energy, you're literally in a box. Like, you're in a box with walls, and everything like that you need is outside of those walls, and they can't even communicate to you because you're so fucking trapped. So, and no worries, my mini course is going to help you get untrapped if you're in this situation. So, it is affordable. It is accessible. I think I'm pricing it at $44. So it's not going to be anything crazy, but yeah, let me just say, guys, like, the way I started getting out of this was taking the non-physical route. Like, I started reducing sugar intake, which heals your gut connection. I really started paying attention to my gut, because your higher self and your intuition, that is how you receive that communication, is through your gut. So I started there, and then slowly but surely, like all the different energy healing things that I was doing on myself, constantly clearing and resetting and rewiring, I was starting to slowly but surely see the truth for what it was. And so anyway, that's like a whole other story in and of itself. But yeah, I basically pulled myself out of that box with my psychic gifts. So, and that's why I'm here, is to help you pull yourself out of that box with my gifts as well, and empower you and show you that you can do this as well. So anyway, and then the last energetic factor is this kind of psychic / subtle influence. So when you go through repeated trauma, it imprints this kind of energetic blueprint in your field. And so your attention and energy are automatically drawn to them, even when your conscious mind says otherwise. And this is also another reason why it's so hard to walk away and go no contact, is because of that deep energetic imprint that is telling you, hey, like, we need this energy and this soul to keep going and to thrive, and I need this to fall back on. Well, no, you don't. You don't need to seek comfort in unsafe places. And I get that. Because when you grow up in this kind of family system, you're programmed to seek comfort in unsafe spaces and places and people. And I'm here to tell you that's not normal. It's not normal. It's not healthy. And you're never going to get the resolve and the comfort, the true comfort that you actually need, that your nervous system actually needs. You need safe people, a safe space, and a healthy place. Period. Full stop. And you know what? I was actually shown this in a dream the other night, where in my subconscious mind, I was like playing out old stuff, playing out old betrayal and abandonment loops. And I was like freaking out. I was like crying, and I was like running to this bedroom where I knew my mom was going to be. Keep in mind, I've been no contact with her for over a year now. Sorry guys, my throat is like clearing a lot today. 1 second. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I went to her room in the dream because I knew she was going to be there, and I was like crying, and I was looking for her. And I thought, what the fuck? Like, where'd she go? And it basically, like, my subconscious mind was like, Grayson, like, we are no longer seeking comfort in unsafe people and places and spaces. And I was like, oh shit, Like, and I could feel that in my dream. I could feel that there was going to be no resolve anyway, and that I was literally just replaying what I have always known. And obviously I have like fully purged that, fully released that, and now my nervous system only feels safe, like my whole energy feels safe when I go to a safe place. Like I can feel what's safe and what isn't, if that makes any sense. And so there's this discernment that gets established, that gets built of, oh shit, like that I was just operating only on what I've ever known, and I can choose to release that and be open and feel safe to feel what is healthy. You know, dip your toes in safety and go, oh, that feels good. I want more of that, right? That's the thing, is when you come out of trauma, when you haven't been exposed to healthy energy, like that high vibrational, safe energy, it freaks you out at first because you're like, oh, wait, this is nice. It's kind of like getting a massage or a facial or something very relaxing. You've like never done it before and you're kind of scared and you're like, oh my God, I have no idea what to expect. And then once you do it, you're just like, oh my God, now I see why people spend like thousands of dollars on this kind of stuff. Same thing. Like it is literally the same thing. And so, yeah, okay. Excuse me. Let's move on to the subconscious factors of why it feels automatic, or this quote unquote unbreakable, like I can't break away, it feels impossible. In childhood, you get wired early to, your nervous system gets wired, it learns, if I displease this person, I might lose safety, food, love, and care. And these are primal survival imprints that linger into adulthood. And you know what? I was thinking last night, I thought to myself, like, why is it that it was so obvious and so clear to me in childhood that my grandmother on my dad's side of the family was extremely toxic? I'm like, why could I see that? Why could I see the narcissistic energy so clear in her, but I couldn't see that in my own mom? Like, why is that? And I figured out that when you, basically there's like the primal bond that forms with your mother, it's almost like I don't want to call it a safety mechanism. I'm going to call it like a defense mechanism, I guess. Anyway, I feel like there's better language for this, but it's like a defense mechanism of, I cannot acknowledge the true reality of how toxic my own mother is, because then I won't have any food, survival, safety, or shelter. It's like your psyche creates this veil of, we're not going to acknowledge this because we're going to die if we acknowledge this. And so I feel like that's like the beginning of brainwashing yourself. Like your system starts to like set up all these walls and veils that you can't see the truth, which is why it's so hard and why people get so lost and drown in narcissistic family systems. And it's why they can't escape, because of all those walls and veils that get set up from the get-go. And so, yeah, anyways. And then also your subconscious continues to treat the narcissist as like this controlling authority figure. And it's just really crazy. Like, it's just really, really, this is such a complex energy because I'm trying to like pull, there's like multiple examples of like where I could pull this from. It's like this energy of like, they're the authority and your subconscious knows they're this controlling authority figure, and it's like, this is the person that you report to. They become this god. It's like a god complex gets formed. Like you start treating your parent like a god in a way because of this internalized authoritative figure energy. I don't know, it's kind of complicated to explain, but that's another like reason why it gets hard to break away from them, because you're like, well, my whole entire life I've just relied on them to tell me what to do, how to function, how to navigate through life circumstances, because narcissistic people, they are good at finding loopholes in the matrix. And so in a way, your subconscious learns like, oh, this person knows the ins and outs of the system. And it's like a part of you doesn't want to lose that, especially when you're trying to escape the system. So anyway, it gets kind of deep. So yeah, sorry if that was kind of like complicated and complex, but yeah. Okay, yeah. And then the last point, the last subconscious factor I do want to mention are these automatic compliance loops. So over the years, your mind and body form conditioned responses: obedience, people pleasing, and self erasure. It all becomes reflexive because you have been complying over and over and over and over and over for survival and safety and quote unquote their transactional love. So, anyways, I feel like that was a lot. I'm trying to figure out where I was going with this. So that was basically the psychology and the energy of servitude. So I want to talk about why it happens in narcissistic abuse. So narcissists will intentionally create a dynamic where your autonomy is suppressed and your energy flows to them. They are what I call energetic mosquitoes, and your life force is like the blood for them. They just want to keep sucking it and sucking it and sucking it and sucking it. They will exploit you constantly, emotionally, energetically, and subconsciously. They will try to exploit all your vulnerabilities to keep you tethered and compliant to them. And they often do this without needing overt force. And this ends up creating the illusion of choice. Like, you think you can leave, but your nervous system and your subconscious have been trained to stay. And so you're kind of like in this internal conflict energy, just all over the place. And this is exactly why psychological servitude and narcissistic abuse can feel like a hex, because it's so subtle, it's so invisible, yet it's deeply wired, but it is reversible. Okay. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Throat is so dry today. My goodness. But yes, okay. So anyways, if you are ready to release these invisible chains, you are ready to heal your nervous system, and you're ready to move through a new energy, learn how to spot manipulation, untangle your energy, and finally set yourself free, check out my amazing course. It is going to help you reclaim your sovereignty, your safety, your energy. It's going to be like a massive reclamation ritual for yourself that you can repeat up to 3 times. You won't have to go past 3, especially if you have gone no contact and if you are planning on your escape at this moment. So that is my disclaimer, is if you are choosing to stay in a narcissistic relationship, either with your partner or with your parent, okay, you are going to constantly get hexed and receive these hexes because you're choosing to stay emotionally bonded with your abuser. And your subconscious mind accepts truth when you're emotionally convinced. So just keep that in mind. This is not going to be the best for you if you are not ready to walk away yet. Okay, so if you're not ready to walk away yet, let this episode plant seeds in your subconscious. Let those sprout, and then eventually you're going to be like, I've got to get the fuck out of here. So, okay, yeah, anyways. Yeah, my mini course is a step-by-step guide, and it is going to untangle you psychologically, energetically, and subconsciously so that you can fully reclaim your sovereignty safely and effectively. So be sure to check out that link. I will post it in the show notes below. And if you guys have any other requests for courses, guides, meditations, content, subscription stuff, whatever it is that you want more of, you want to see more of, shoot me a DM, send me an email. Be like, hey, Grayson, can you talk more about this? Like, I'd really love this. Or, hey, like, I would really love it if you created a program or whatever for this energy or helping me get out of this. Or, I really want to do some one-on-one work. Like, can you do this in your subscription portal on TikTok? Yeah, like, just let me know. Whatever it is, I will listen to your request. So you have to reach out. You got to meet me there. We got to meet in the middle. So yeah. Anyways, I love you guys so, so much, and be sure to check out my next episode. It'll be launching in October. I believe it is October the 7th. Let me check my calendar. Oh, no, the 8th. Yeah, so the next episode will be on October 8th. So yeah, let this episode just deeply activate you, help you begin releasing or opening up a little bit more than before. And stay tuned for the next one because it is designed to do the exact same thing. And You know what? I'm thinking about doing a special subscription tier on my podcast for those of y'all that do want more, just solely through my podcast outlet. And yeah, I'll create special content for you as well. So send me a message and let me know. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in a few weeks from now. And hopefully on TikTok, go find me at A Dreamy Alchemist. Okay, I love you so, so, so much. Bye for now.